Good morning and welcome back to Home Renovation Experts. Steve here on this 5x3 garden room build. Looking good. So as you can see, string line's done, holes all dug, steel's all made up, ready to rock and roll to go in the hole. Mini ballast, 3 cement, but don't worry about it because I've got a load more of that. But it's in a paper bag, so I don't want to leave it out all night and then activate it. That's all done. We've got the water over there, power. This thing is live, we're ready to rock and roll. So I'll show you exactly how these things actually get concreted in, how to knock up the 3-to-1 mix as well, so you can actually see that going on and happening. But in the meantime, like somebody commented yesterday, where's the tea? Right there. Like I said, proper size mugs, which I definitely like. Oh yeah, nice. Right, let's get this day started. Right, knocking up concrete. How'd you do it? Basically, grab a high surface cement mixer, nick one off your mate, jump over your neighbour's fence, whatever it takes really. Chuck in about a bucket, half a bucket of water, somewhere between there. I'll explain why in a second. Next thing you want to do is 3 bags of ballast, 1 bag of cement. Now, I pre-open these so I can sling them all in quite quickly. So you stick in 1. 2. 3. And then finally, cement. And leave that at gas mark 200. Well, no, could be on a big British Bake Off, I suppose. So the reason you put your ballast in first is because if you put the cement in, all it does is stick to the back of the drum, which isn't particularly useful. You've got to try and whack it off and kind of get it to want to mix it. So put the ballast in first. You start with about, this is argument's sake, say 3/4 of a bucket of water, just to kind of get it started, get the mixture going. Because ballast inherently has a lot of moisture content in it, depending where it's been stored, indoors, outdoors. Has it like pulled in like rain and stuff, so you want to kind of control how thick it is and the consistency you're after. If you just put a tread load of water in there, it can be too sloppy. You can also add water, you can't take the stuff out of it, okay? So, that's looking a bit dry at the back, so stuff a little bit more. And that's it. Basically, we'll just leave that to knock up and mix. But if I fling you around this way, you can see here, here's one I prepared earlier. Yes, there we go. You can also see I've already started putting some rods in, because I just wanted to kind of explain the process of doing this, okay? Actually, I'll bring you around this way because you get a slightly better angle. So what you want to do with the consistency of your concrete is you want it firm, but not too firm, and sloppy, but not too sloppy. What I basically mean by that is you want it at a consistency where when you put your rod into it, you can still manoeuvre it, but it's not like flippity floppy. If it's doing that and you can't get it to stand upright, it's too thin. So you want to make sure the next knock up you do is make it a bit thicker, okay? Like I say, don't be afraid of it. Just like you can also add more water if you need to sort of like loosen it, but don't go whole hog and like make it too sloppy. Then all we've got to do is, for this one, the hole is already half started, so or half filled. So I'll start the next one. What we want to do is chuck in 4 scoops, 4 shovelfuls into the hole, like that. Grab your rod and put it in the hole. And then give it a good old jiggle around, because what you're doing is you're removing air from underneath it. Where we've got that plate, you want to get rid of the air. Lovely job. And then fill up the hole. The other thing you want to do as well, make sure that all your rods are on the same line, same side of the line, okay? You don't want to put one that side and one that side because you'll bugger it up. So make sure they're all on exactly the same line. And see, even with just the hole half filled, that will stay wherever I need it to. So perfect consistency. Roll the rest of it up. And once you kind of get it near the full mark, just make sure again, you just go around and all you're doing is knocking out any air. Another little bit on top of that one. Perfect. Down now. Nice not one dot. So, that is that. Now you want to do is grab baby level and just have a look and see what it's doing. So this one, the base wants to come towards me, so just give it a little jiggle like that, forcing the bottom across to this side for me. And obviously the aim is you want it to be literally touching or just off of the string line, okay? Just a tiny bit more this way. It's worth spending the time getting this right because it'll make your life easier later on. Okay, a bit more that way. It's all little fine adjustments. Now you want to get it as level as you possibly can at this point, but don't worry because it's not completely leveled because you'll have to go back. So what I do is I knock in say 5, I'll go back to the first one and I'll level it, because what happens is after about sort of 20 odd minutes, less than that, it starts to firm up enough that you can just give it incremental adjustments and then you can get it so it actually stays pinned in that perfect level position. Because in a minute this is leveled, but obviously still going to be a bit flibbity blobbity. So you just want to make sure you go back, double check it, you want them all to be as spot on level as possible, because when you put your wood on and cut your holes, it'll slide on a lot easier, because if they're sort of leaning like that, it's going against the wood when you've got the hole cut, okay? You can still do it with a sledgehammer, it will go, but you know, again, just take your time, get it right, and it makes your life easier going down the road. So I think that's basically it for like sticking the rods in and knocking up the concrete. So happy day. So now I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, about 2 cups of tea's worth to do, so great. Righto, check this out. There you go. All in, all beautiful. So I've double checked all the back ones and stuff for level. So all I've got to do is check the front ones just to make sure they're going to set in the right place. Other thing, very bloody important to do, is bucket of water, brush, and all you're going to do is go around, bucket just in the water and just clean off the bottom of the threads, yeah? Because you do not, I repeat, do not want concrete set down there when you're trying to do your nuts up if you've got to go right down to the deck and there's concrete on there. Good luck with that is all I'm going to say. So yeah, bucket of water, brush, just clean up the bottoms of the threads, golden. Next time when I come to do those, it's going to be ready to rock and roll for putting the wood on. So that is it for this part. Now it's a matter of going off and getting a few bits and pieces, but I'll do a few videos of that as well because it's quite interesting. And yeah, happy days. Now I'm going to go get a bite to eat. On a side note, I think the time's about 11 o'clock now, so that's taking me as 8, 9, 10, 11, 3 hours on my own. Just me, knocking up. Pretty much everything's clean, that's now cleaned. Cement mix has just got a tiny bit of water in it, but that's basically cleaned off now, ready to rock and roll. So now it's not a massively huge amount of time it takes, but you know, don't rush it, get it right, do it proper, and then you'll be perfect. You know, you can easily do this, okay? It's not rocket science, okay? Just a bit of digging holes and then knocking up this stuff, piece of piss. If you're thinking about building a garden room, follow this all the way through and I'll show you exactly how to build these things. Have a look at the rest of my channel as well because there's loads of information, but yeah, you can do this, all right? But anyway, I'm gonna crack off, have a cup of tea and a biscuit, and I'll be back in a bit. That's me back from the timber yard. It's hilarious. I could have actually done a bit of recording there and sort of shown you around, and I completely forgot. I was just there humming and ahhing to myself while the bloke was trying to find me 4x3, and then I was on Facebook and stuff, so there you go, but there you go. And literally the last 5 lengths, which is bloody lucky. I'm very happy about that. 5 lengths, 4x3, so that'll go and make up the actual frame, the rectangle. And then it'll be 4x2s that run through it as a floor joist. Boom, boom, boom. Job done. That will then get filled with 100mm PAR insulation, full tape down, and then the P5 flooring goes straight on top of that. pucker. But that is it. I'm waiting currently on the P5 flooring turning up. But for those people who are asking, and will ask, where I got this from, it's from a company called Lawson's in Ascot. And yeah, bloody fantastic. Customer service, brilliant. Order online, pick a delivery slot, job done. They just didn't have the delivery slot they had like from Wednesday on, and obviously Tuesday tomorrow. I would like to just get in and crack on. So that's why I went and picked it up. So there you go. If you're after some, that's it. Also, if you're after the rod system, like the 24mm rods and the squares, the square plates and the nuts, Orbital fasteners. Again, fantastic service. Normally like 2-day turnaround. They're bloody brilliant. So yeah, but if you get stuck, whatever, ping me a question. If you like what you've seen, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell icon. Tell your mates about it, because, well, you know, share something you enjoy with your friends. And then tomorrow we'll start putting the base in, and that's gonna be quite exciting as well. I want to woodwork inside now, which is my favourite, along with digging holes, which is my favourite, which is putting these in, which is my favourite. So yeah, it's all good. I'll see you tomorrow.